Good morning, everybody. I'm reading this morning from Philippians 1 verse 15. Some indeed preach Christ even from envy and strife, and some also from goodwill. The former preach Christ from selfish ambition. Skipping to 18. What then? Only that in every way, whether in pretense or in truth, Christ is preached, and in this I rejoice, yes, and will rejoice. Now I'm reading Galatians 1, 8 and 9. But even if we, or an angel from heaven, preach any other gospel to you than what we have preached to you, let him be accursed. As we have said before, so now I say again, if anyone preaches any other gospel to you than what you have received, let him be accursed. Amen. These are two strikingly different statements, aren't they? In Philippians 1, Paul tells us he is rejoicing because Christ is preached. He is not concerned that some who are preaching have the wrong attitude and motivation, just as long as Christ is preached. Amen. In Galatians 1, Paul uses very strong language to condemn those who are preaching another gospel, a different gospel to the one Paul and the other apostles preached. And Paul is so concerned about this, he repeats his condemnation of such preachers. In other words, it is the content of the message that is all important. It is the teaching, the doctrine that is being preached that must be correct. If it is correct, it will bring salvation and liberty. If it is not correct, it will lead people away from salvation and into bondage. The messengers will always be flawed to a greater or lesser extent. But if they preach the truth, it has a chance to work in themselves as well as their hearers. This is famously illustrated in John Wesley, the 18th century evangelist. He knew he didn't have what the gospel promised, and so he thought he should stop preaching. But he was encouraged by another pastor to keep going. He told him, preach it until you've got it, and then preach it because you have got it. That's what Wesley did, and that's what happened. But preaching error is of no help to anyone. There is a view which says that doctrine is not important, that it's only necessary that we love one another and accept all manner of views among followers of Jesus. But that is certainly not a biblical view. It is not the view that Jesus held. Jesus told his disciples to beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. He was talking about the doctrine of the Pharisees. Jesus is saying, keep wrong doctrine out. It will have a seriously negative effect on you if you don't. We know from experience and observation that words, in particular the ideas contained in the words, have the capacity to take over a person's life or even a whole society's life. How bleak it is if those words, those doctrines are wrong or false. As servants of the living God, we need to pay attention to Paul's command to Timothy when he said, take heed to yourself and to the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this, you will save both yourself and those who hear you. 1 Timothy 4:16. May the Lord give us grace to understand and speak correctly. Amen. Have a great day.